Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. I'm Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo, and today we're going to be commenting on last week's episode where I discussed my ideas behind the current ship design that's going on inside of Star Citizen. But as you see today, I'm not in my normal hangar. I'm in a hangar where I have but one starship, and that's the Aurora. This is my alternate account. This is an account that I plan on playing from scratch. And it's an account where all I have is an Aurora LX. Yeah, it's a little bit more than the typical starter ship, but it's still a starter ship nonetheless. And a good one at that. But last week I was, before I go any further, this is going to be a retraction or kind of an apology. In trying to goat people into a discussion about Cloud Imperium Games, or I should say is CIG trying to deliver features to one set of people over the other. I may have offended, or probably did offend, people that were mouse and keyboard users, and I do apologize for that. My intention was not to call out those people as Care Bears to make them feel like I felt bad of them. It was to get you to start talking. And essentially, maybe it's no maybe. I could have done this in a different light. There are some features of the ships today that work better for the people that have mouse and keyboard, and there's some features that work better for people that have a HOTAS unit. And I just wanted to point out that, we're looking for equality amongst all control types, and that's probably not going to happen. I also pointed out a lot of the design elements behind the starships, and I started with the Vanguard and went over a couple, and I talked about swing wings. Folks, I'm right about swing wings. I am right about swing wings. And swing wings are on certain aircraft in today's and yesterday's arsenal because you had to have the flight envelope or the flight characteristics cover a wide range of different velocities, of different flight speeds, from supersonic all the way down to the very slow speeds that are needed to being able to land on a carrier safely or on shorter runways. And thus we have things like the F-111, the Panavia Tornado, the MiG-23 and 27, and I think the Su-24 and the Backfire bomber. We can go on and on. The B-1 bomber, the B-1B bomber. There are quite a number of aircraft out there for just that reason. Because you need to be able to land, and you need to be able to go supersonic, and a wing design like a Delta that would be better for supersonic is not so good all the time for trying to land at a slow speed. Take, for instance, something like the Mirage 2000, which needs a drogue chute, and so do many aircraft today, to be able to slow down because it has such a high approach and landing speed. So I pointed out that the two newest starships, the Sabre and of course the Vanguard, have these swing wings, as does the Retaliator, and they have landing skids. And people pointed out to me that, yes, they land vertically. Well, if they were going to land vertically, they wouldn't need swing wings at all. And really, in the grand scheme of things, this is a game, and it really doesn't matter. So why am I here if it doesn't matter, inside of my self-land hangar, the base hangar that you get, with my starter ship, a little bit up from a starter ship, my Aurora? Well, I'm just going to point out things that have to do with ship design that CIG has done correctly. Now, the Aurora, although it is not as big or as grand as the spacecraft that were in Space 1999, this kind of is like one of those designs, and it's a very utilitarian outlook or design. It's a light, you could call this the pickup truck, or like Chris Roberts has pointed out in some of his statements, the Ford Escort. I think it's more like a Ford Ranger of the Star Citizen universe. And this is a phenomenal design. And let's take a look at it, okay? First off, up front, we have this amazing all-glass canopy. We have weapons that are very close to the center line, missiles on top, and all-glass cockpit, like I said, is amazing. You have the placement of, I mean, here's one of them right here. Believe it or not, this right here is a maneuvering jet. And you have maneuvering jets throughout. And when it comes to landing in atmosphere, it doesn't need wings. It has these fans here and here, which are also shared, kind of, sort of, inside, well, on the Constellation model. Here's another one of the maneuvering jets right here. It doesn't look like it, believe it or not, but that's what this is. And this is a very amazing design for a spacecraft because it doesn't take on the characteristics of an aircraft. Now, certain spacecraft, like the Gladius, like the Retaliator, and the Vanguard, have lore in-game about how they were being used from planets. In fact, that was said about the Vanguard when we bought it, that was going to be a starship that took off and landed on planets as forward bases. You know, they were going to act without the carriers. So this spacecraft, which has, well, look at this. It skids. I will never complain about as having skids because it has fans right here. And it's a light spacecraft and probably doesn't need to generate a lot of thrust out of these 4 fans on each, you know, 2 on each side to actually land this spacecraft. You know, I'm just thinking that it's not 2016, it's 2946, and these fans produce a lot more thrust than they would today. There's been design upgrades and whatever, but they don't exist on the spacecraft that I mentioned. Not the Retaliator, not the Saber, not the Vanguard. In the grand scheme of things, I'm going to say again, it doesn't matter. This is a game. But if we're trying to design spacecraft to be theoretically as accurate as possible, those spacecraft would need wheeled landing gear to be able to land, since obviously the design is pointing out that they have wings to fly in atmosphere, to come in slow and land on runways, whether they be short or long. All right, I'm done with that, okay? This is my Aurora LN, or sorry, my Aurora LX. I have it on an account that I'll be using for our sister organization. And I just think the Aurora is a wonderful ship, although it probably also needs a second pass. Whoa, that was pretty cool. How I just went from one end. You used to be able to get in this ship. You would used to just walk right up it. And that's not something that happens anymore. You have to use the F key to get in. But that was something that was kind of weird. We just got right in. Alright, we're not going to try that anymore. We're going to come over here. We're going to point at this, and we're going to walk around it and get inside. Alright, at this point what we're going to do is we're going to go into electronic access. Yes, you can still do this from here. We're going to go into Arena Commander. Yes, you could still do that from here. You don't have to jump into the sim pod. I'm going to go to Drone Sim. I'm going to go to Aurora LX, of course. I'm going to go to Vanduul Swarm. And we're going to launch. And we are going to get ourselves into a Vanduul Swarm and see what the experience today of someone just getting into the game is going to be like. We haven't done any upgrades because theoretically those people wouldn't know what to do. And we pretty much haven't done any looking at the holo table to add any different kinds of weapons. Alright, so here we go.
Warning.
Alright, so let's see where we go from here. And see how well we do. This is important because I want to see how well a brand new person would do. Well, obviously those two Vanduul just hit each other. So that already tells you how they're going to do. Alright, so at least we have... At least we have missiles, because I have a feeling we're going to need them. Oh boy. And this is one of the things I'm talking about. Alright, so maybe we just need to pull our spacecraft back in. Alright, we've got it coming. And we are using a joystick and throttle here. So no mouse and keyboard. Oh, we got one. That was pretty good. So far, the experience of using this ship is better than my last experience with it. Okay, we're going to turn this way. And we're going to see how well we do here. How well does this second one go down? Alright. Come on. Alright. And we got our second one. Let's go for the third one. Where is he? I can't tell. Nothing really pointing me to him yet. Okay, there I go. I got something pointing me to him. Alright. Not bad. Drifting a little bit. Want to take that throttle back so I don't drift too much into him. Possibly if I was new, I would have hit one of those rocks already. Alright. Losing a little bit of charge rate here. I tell you, the weapons, I like how accurate the weapons are here. I wish the two MFDs on the sides were a little bit bigger. And there we go, we got our third one. Not bad. So, I don't know how long you would be able to go in an Aurora in this game in just base configuration with two M3As. But it seems like I might have a good time playing the game, at least with friends and co-op Vanduul Swarm. So let's get in there again. Let's see how long this lasts. Alright. Coming in a little bit fast. Now pull back. No, we didn't get any shots in on him. Perfect opportunity to do so also. But we got quite a number of them in on him there, right? I hold my missiles until the last round every time. We took off a wing, so we don't have to worry about one of those big cannons that he has. Coming around, and maybe we'll just zoom in a little bit and be able to hit him a little bit better. There we go, we got him. Pull back out again. And come in over here. I wonder why my wingmen don't hit anything. I mean, this guy is blown away his bulldogs and not even losing any kind of charge rate there. Oh, well, he just stopped a little bit. Getting in a little bit closer, and we killed that one. Alright, let's come around. Let's get this guy. Going a little bit faster. Come back, pull back on the throttle, and get on his 6. Okay. How's he going over here? As we turn. Looks like we have somebody behind us. I wish at least what they would do with the AI is have them support you. Watch your 6. That would be a better way to have them work. I know they're working on that right now. I'm horrible. I am horrible. Oh, this guy's going out. This guy's going out. Yep. That is just so unfair. And now we get the last guy. Got a couple of hits in on him. We're going to pull back on the throttle.
You are approaching simulation boundary.
Alright, let's pull in a little bit.
Warning. You are approaching simulation boundary.
And you'll notice that now... Oh, that was kind of stupid of him.
You are approaching simulation boundary.
You'll notice now my weapons can just stay on target a little bit better as I zoom in. That's... I forget what that mode is called, but when you zero in on something, you get a little bit more... a little bit better... aim, I guess you want to call it. Let's go down here. We got 700, so we're going to use our afterburners, which they just gave us back. Alternatively, we could hit the V key and push us up into a cruise mode, but I don't like doing that inside of all these rocks. Alright. Got a round. Got 3,000. Let's see if we can get one missile on target.
Target acquired.
Let's see if we get him. There we go.
Zero hostile contact.
Use the missiles early on when your prey is still stupid.
Contact.
We'll take it into the third for our first elite encounter.
Scanning.
And let's find our first elite. There he is, Little King. So Little King is firing at us, obviously. No, he's not.
Target acquired.
He's hanging out over there.
Stand by for shields. Target acquired. Collision alert. Rio.
Let's see if we get him. And we killed Little King. So they've dumbed down the third wave. At least when you're flying an Aurora, that is. I'm not sure if that's for everything. Let's pull ourselves around up here. Now the ball is telling me which direction people are in. But not really. If you notice, it's not moving as I move. So that might be a problem. Alright, let's get in here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Alright, we're at 2,000 meters. Alright, let's get in there. And I think he's on the other side of this asteroid. So I'm going to pull back a little bit so we can get on the other side. And maneuver ourselves a little bit. Okay, there he is. So now we're going to speed back up again. Get past this debris. Pull back again. And I wish I didn't have that lead on there. Alright, so come on. Alright, so are you getting any hits there? Whoever you are. Is that Vixen or the other guy? Alright, let's come down this way. And oh, we got him. Good. Now we're going to pull through. Good. We just wanted to pull back on our throttle a little bit as we turned. And we're going to pull down and keep our throttle up to keep that distance pretty small. Let's zoom in a little bit. And you notice I'm taking small bursts. Alright, let's go around. And I do need a pair of pedals because I don't like these joysticks that have the rudders built in because it ruins the way that you actually use the rudder. I guess some people might be able to get used to it, but being someone that's flown real aircraft, it just doesn't make sense to me with the way that you spin the stick. I guess if I learned that way, that would be something different. Alright, so we're getting some hits on this guy, but we're not consistent because we're seeing the smallest part of his cross-section. We want to get him to show us the larger part of his cross-section, like right there. And there we go. We got him. All right. And we're going to come back on the zoom and move in for the kill on this guy. Being that they're going to redo, let's make sure we have missiles. Yeah, we have 2. Being that they're going to reload our missiles at the end of each elite round, we might want to get our missiles right now. Okay, good, good. And we pull in. And we got him.
Target acquired.
Ooh, that was a nice track. And we got him. So we're going to go in for the other one now. And being there's only one left and he's on the tail of one of our folks, we might want to hit V to go really fast. Oh, that doesn't work in here? Or does this one not have that? And we're pushing in really fast. We've got lock. We're going to wait until we're down below 1300. And, ooh, it went right past him. Oh, it's coming back. It tracked, and we killed him. That was good. That was good. Alright, folks, let's go back to the hangar and close this one out and talk about the things that I talked about today. Alrighty, so we just had some fun inside of Arena Commander. We did not go into the PU today. My thought process behind this account is when we get the baby PU to actually be persistent and we're doing missions that matter, we're making what they're going to call Alpha UEC, and we're able to show progress. Progress towards owning other ships, towards upgrading this ship, towards making, or gaining notoriety, oh God, I can't even say the word today, and gaining a reputation inside of this universe. I can't wait to actually start that, because that's what this account always was. It was the, what if I wasn't someone that spent all that money on all those ships? What would life be like for me in the Star Citizen universe? Going back to the beginning, again, I apologize to those I may have offended for bringing up the negative comments about mouse and keyboard. Obviously, we need all of the control methods implemented, and implemented well. Not one over the other, and not one instead of the other, but all of them together, and being as equal as they could all be. My point there was just saying that one shouldn't have a feature that's not available to the other. And putting a trackball on a joystick that you have to purchase is not a way around the fact that gimbaled weapons are not... Well, gimbaled weapons should work for all the same way. Maybe it doesn't have to work the way they do inside of the Elite Dangerous universe. And maybe they don't have to work the way they did inside of the Freelancer universe. They just have to work differently. And then secondly, ship design. Guys, there was a lot of negative comments, very negative comments, about my ideas for ship design. And I welcome those, because you know what? If I was always right, I'd be the one making the game, and I'm not. But I do have my ideas, and do have a lot of time in studying aerodynamics. I mean, it's what I went for school for back in the 1980s. I originally was supposed to be a pilot and had received a nomination to the Naval Academy in 1983, and only a heart murmur kept me out of that. So I do know somewhat of what I'm talking about, but enough to be stupid. Not enough to actually be someone that teaches it, but enough to know when I'm looking at a design what's right and what's kind of off. But I'm pointing out here a ship that I feel was designed well. And although it's not the most beautiful ship, although it's not the most capable ship, although it's not the most awesome ship, it is a ship that does follow wonderful design elements. And I could point out many of them, and one of them that I could think of right off the bat would be the M50. Alright folks, that's it for tonight. Tomorrow I've got Ben on the show. We'll be doing another Ben's Day. And hopefully you all join me. And remember, to help keep this channel going, just remember to click the thumbs up button down below. Subscribe, tell your friends. And if you if you feel like becoming one of my patrons, go to Patreon. That's patreon.com/Batgirl. And with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.